Welcome back to the GG Bet Ice Challenge in London, England. A beautiful day to be here starting Counter-Strike. It is the first tournament in an independent Britain, whatever that means. So we're here, and I'll tell you what it means for this event. It means one map's done, and OG managed to be the victors on what was ENCE's map choice.
Yeah, taking them down in OT after surviving 3 match point in the initial game. So yeah. I think that was a close one, back and forth. You know, both teams definitely could have won it, but at the end of the day, none of them really playing up to a high level. Dare I say it wasn't really a beautiful game of Counter-Strike. It was a scrappy, messy, but fun one. Always good entertainment coming out from these two teams, and especially the whole storyline going on between Alexi P going up against his former team that kicked him after a great stint, you know, and by the looks of it, he's getting the big say on that one.
I said under the OG banner it was the first time they played, but I think this is the first time he's played his old team, period.
Ever, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually hugely significant, and of course he gets first blood, but last laugh loudest, so we'll see if he can actually pull off the whole series. Again, it is their map choice now as we go to Overpass, so that certainly brings things back into their favor. It wasn't like there was a clear-cut victor in that first map. Obviously, Alu was the standout in terms of kills, above 40 frags in that opening matchup. I think he was above 30. I think you said 33 at round 24, so his proficiency was very strong throughout. It wasn't like the amount of rounds had anything to do with that. You got to mention, though, that a lot of mid-rounds, 4v2s that were lost, 5v2s, both sides that were lost. And not only that, there was no one that was really doing anything above in a way that made it look like they had the game in hand. It was pretty back and forth.
It was back and forth, right? And I think it's a sign of two teams who are coming out of the break, you know, still a bit rusty, you know, communication maybe not where it should be at the current moment. When you're losing a 4 versus 2, you have to obviously give credit to whoever are the two guys winning the round, but most often it's because you make mistakes. It's because you make poor rotations or poor decisions, and you're more bound to make those if you're off a break, if you're a little bit rusty, if you're not really feeling the game at a high level. So it is the first game back in the 2020 season for both these lineups, so makes sense.
Train is pretty back and forth. I think a lot of people would argue it's still T-sided in some ways, but it was a CT-sided affair. That previous map, it was 9-6 in both halves. That's why we got to overtime. Overpass is actually more CT-oriented in many ways because you can be more aggressive, you can push up, you can take the map away. We start with a knife round again to determine who will have that advantage first, I guess you could say. So with that said, the reason I bring that up is because both teams have been CT-sided so far. We'll see on a map such as Overpass if that continues or perhaps becomes even more dominant. Poor Alu. He was left alone last time. They had a 2v1 in the knife last time, and X7 hung him out. This time the whole team's hung him out to dry.
Maybe that's his punishment for messing up that knife round. Maybe it's his
fault. I wish I
fault.
could see what they're typing, because I can hear them. I can hear the little toggle noise when
What would you guess be?
I'm sure they're just taunting each other.
Yeah.
Or Alu's saying, like, well, GG. He's being smart. He wants them to come in the doorway, so they have to go one by one. He knows Valdez to the right. He's trying to bait them in. It's a little cheeky. I like it. Dangle the carrot. Oh, he's even going to go beyond it. But, yeah, that was always going to happen. He knew the writing was on the wall.
He sure did. That's a beautiful looking wick right there by NBK. I'm not sure what and why that is.
Who's the dude that used to do, like, the levitation tricks? Chris Angel?
Yeah.
I think kind of looks like a blue-haired Chris Angel right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what to say.
I
just appreciate the picture, I guess.
It's probably yeah. I wish I still had good hair. I want
still
that
got good hair. You got a decent hair pack.
Nah, this just needs a cut. It's pretty bad. I'm balding. It's going further back here.
You're getting old though, right? Plus 30. So.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. It's all right. I'll be retiring soon.
Oh, no.
With or without my choice, it sounds like. So, yeah, with that, age, balding, just going to crawl under a rock. Yeah.
Anything else you want to get off your heart while you're at it?
No, that's fine.
No? You good?
No, yeah, it's good.
Yeah?
That's good. Yeah. It's good, man.
Still think your hair's pretty. Still think you got somewhere to be. And for this game, as you said, Overpass.
Got nowhere to be.
You got nowhere to be.
Nah, I got nowhere to be.
You got to be right here.
I'll be here with you.
Yeah, you're going to cast this game together with me. What do you think? Overpass, it is the map pick of OG. Do you think they're going to take this 2-0?
I mean, the last map was back and forth. I said on paper that ENCE should be the better team, having been a unit for longer, but you've got such good skill on this OG team with guys like Valda and experience MBK. Nothing is certain. Nothing is certain. I wonder what the odds, actually, I'm sure we'll have them up here for GG Bet shortly, but I wonder what the odds say, because certainly it's wide open.
Should be.
I would be foolish to tell you that, yes, they should win this game. There's nothing that says to me that either team can't win. Good push. Great aggression. Caught out a little bit when they try and retreat back. Perhaps should have done so sooner. They even hesitate because they get the second, kill, but X7's able to take down Isek. Goes back to a 3-on-3.
A lot of damage has been dealt, though. Sergey down to 25 HP, 46 on X7. Alu, obviously on 100. Got armor, and there we go. Alexi B, he could be caught off guard. He's not, though. That's a nice shot on towards Sergey. Couldn't find that one. There's one problem, though, in the OG camp, and that's Alu right here. He's pushed all the way up, and they are not aware. NBK gets taken down, and that's the opening they need for this round. Alu, who's being aggressive, though, going in towards CT spawn, picked up the P2000, so in terms of close-range duels, I'd say he was better off with a Glock, but he's going towards the B bomb site together with X7. Not sure whether OG are aware of this or not. They're kind of split up right now. Alu spots out. Gets tagged through the wall, and there we go. He's finding the frag. Not really able to connect it. Still a 2 versus 2, and there we go. Valde coming in from the side, taking down the bomb. Alu left by himself with the picked up P2000. Running out of bullets here. Needs to get a reload in sometime soon. Got 9 bullets there. That should be enough. There we go. Valde takes him down. That was a nice push by OG, as you said. Very proactive. Coming in and instantly establishing some presence on the map. I love when teams do that, especially in the pistol rounds. Instead of just sitting back and waiting for the opponents to come to you, do something actively, proactively to do it yourself. You see the GG bet odds are showing up on screen. OG are the favorites by 1.58 back.
I suppose that's the fickle nature of the crowd and the fact that they won the last map. Now they're on their map choice. But this is a tough one to call. This really is.
I'd say so. Right? But by the looks of it, you said it was a back-and-forth game, and I agree with you. But OG, they were able to win train. They were able to hang in there and get down to a point where they got that one match point, which they converted straight away. Now, moving into their own map pick, you must assume they have a clear game plan for what they want to do. You saw the pistol round. It was, again, as I said, very proactive, very decisive. So that was a great start for OG. But obviously, they have to convert. See, ENCE, they bought into this round to put on a scout on towards Sergey. We know he can be deadly with that one. Armor and pistols on the 4 remaining players as well. So definitely a lot to work with here. Decent amount of utility. So a round that is ever so important for both teams to win now. NBK brought up duels and nothing else. He must have expected they didn't buy up, which I'm not sure why he did. I'm not a fan of that. You should never ever gamble on that, but we'll have to see if he can be impactful with the dual elites. We don't see him that often anymore, but I guess like you, Sado, they still have a place in the game.
I appreciate you being so kind to me, Jacob. I'm not used to that.
No, you're not?
Well, not from other talents. So, as we see NBK...
Don't do that to me.
In front. I'm just... Why do I do this to anyone?
I don't know. Let's see what NBK can do, shall we?
I mean, I'm not the oldest person still kicking around the esports scene. Unlike most of them, though, I know when to retire. Won't name any names. Sonny taking down Alexi B. Mantu's got the response. He has looked sharp. Again, we said it in the opening game as we'll get to the logical conclusion of this round with X7 facing the inevitable against Valde and 2 of his teammates. He's the one that we're waiting to see prove himself. You brought up Summit. He looked good there. Oftentimes, new players, when they come in, they do. Frozen's first event comes to mind. Looked astonishing in his first event. Kind of fell off after that. Getting used to the land jitters. It's easy to come in and just be, beginner's luck. It's we call it beginner's luck out of the cliche, but it's not luck, is it? They come in, they play their simple game, and that's the way things go. It's as they adapt and get into more stressful situations that things become more challenging. And Mantu's the one that's in that role now on OG, and is the one that we don't know as much about. So it's good to see him be consistent. I'm not expecting him to be a superstar level yet, but he's held his own so far in this very short series. Long first game, but short series, short sample size overall as NBK backs away, P2000 in hand. NBK gets the kill with it. Mantu follows up, but Sergey's got 2 of his own on a P250 going in favor of the T's. They've got 2 Deagles to work with. We've not had many rounds slip away to just pistols. I do say that, and there was one that comes out from Train, but there has been certainly situations that have fallen apart. This one could. In fact, HP advantage goes to Alu at this point in time.
It's crazy. It's been a very costly round so far for OG. Could be even more costly if Alu finds a way to win this one. He's always connecting that one. That's Mantu down to 14 HP. NBK pushing in as well. He goes down. It's a 1 versus 1. Alu knows exactly where it is, and that's the money nade. And there we go. Alu takes it down. That's a nice little Kobe right there. In the memory of him, we see ENCE winning a round. They had no business winning. OG throwing it away. That's unacceptable at some point. This level of Counter-Strike, you're not allowed to make mistakes like that. There's no way in hell they should have pushed in towards Sergey right here. There was no need for that. Gifted him 2 relatively easy kills with the P250, and all of a sudden they find themselves in a situation where, yes, they can buy, but Alexi B only with a pistol and grenades. Utility is a bit lackluster. There's still a finesse on towards Issa. And they gave up a round to ENCE. Completely unnecessary, and we find ourselves in a, again, game that has started out with a bit of back and forth. Wasn't really needed. Great play by Allo, though, to win the 1v2 clutch. He continues where he left onto train.
X7 does manage to get Issa. That fence can be somewhat of a problem for people in that position. I've seen it many times that it swallows bullets and very seldom gives them back. Swallow that actually gets through it in return, but Ali is able to trade off on him to keep the advantage firmly. I shouldn't say firmly, but at least by one in favor of ENCE, and I suppose that's firm enough because the CTs are the ones that are forced to respond. Inside of the smoke from Alexi B, he does not have a gun. He's got only the P250. He might catch them out here. Alu's going around him. Okay, he's the one that makes noise first. I said it was Alex, excuse me, it was Sergey. Oh no, he didn't reload. He only had one bullet left. He gets taken down. He could have caught them off. I think if he was actually more silent in that situation, but he knew they were in Monster and he wanted to try and take ground away. Bomb dropped though. Hang on. It's not over yet. Alu again facing a clutch. How many of these has he had to come in today? His clutch percentage may not be as high as his kill total, but he always made them close. He always got down to about one man remaining. This time both will survive for OG, and it's 3-1 in their favor.
There's a huge round coming in from Mantu with the AWP, finding impact straight away. And once again, you got to say this is a very chaotic game. It's a game that it doesn't really make sense, right? There's no way in hell ENCE should lose that round. Sergey got the kill on towards Alexi B, who tried to push through the smoke, and at that point that should have been over, but it feels like both of these teams are making so many mistakes right now when it gets down to the clutches. This was another 4 versus 2 that went the way of OG. I believe that's the 4th or the 5th in this series already, and that's sometimes you normally see maybe transpire once or twice throughout a series, but 5 times already, and we're only 4 rounds into the second map of this series. It's been lackluster. It's been a bit rusty, and I guess that's what you see when you have 2 teams who hasn't been playing a lot of official games in 2020. It is the first event for them coming into it, so I guess you can expect it, but you'd say that whoever of these 2 teams eliminates those mistakes the fastest will also be in a very good position in order to win this game. That being said, though, OG up 3-1, forcing ENCE into a full eco. It's a pretty comfortable position to be in.
Yeah, again, good momentum on the CT side. OG, if I'm not mistaken, have won. Excuse me, ENCE won this first pistol on Train. I was going to say they've won all 3 pistols, but they've won 2. All of the pistols have gone CT side, so that's peculiar in its own right. It was a great retake for OG to win out theirs on Train. Sergey this time takes down NBK first with the pistols. Nades to do damage. Good backpedal on the throw. That lobs it straight into the face of Sergey. Meanwhile, Issa had found the other 2. I dare say that nade might have had more, if not for the fact that there was no more to find because of those kills. So it goes 4-1. Not surprising considering the economy, as you mentioned, but now the guns will be drawn again for ENCE. A WP for Alu, naturally. Haven't seen a lot of aggression from Mantu on this map. There certainly is the possibility of it at A-Long.
A-Long towards B.
Yeah,
you know,
Monster. I don't see the
Monster
Monster pick nearly as much as we used to. Like 2 years ago, that was more the default for the op.
It's not as effective anymore, though. If there's a guy waiting for you, you are going down, whether you want it or not. So it's a high-risk, high-reward play. Here we go, Alexi B. He's aggressive, pushing all the way up to middle, and he's at least getting the information right here. I'm not sure if they are aware that he's pushed all this way up now. He gets a supportive Molotov in from his teammate, and he's going to find out Ariel now. He's aware that he could be there, but not going to find the frag, and that's it. You're basically taking half the map away from ENCE right now. There's no way they can control that part of the map. NBK holding off towards Connector. Sergey gets the refrag after he took down Sonny, and again ENCE are pressured into a very rough position right now. No map control. A man down and Sergey down to 34 HP as well. It's looking a bit blunt right here. It's not looking good.
X7 will wait. He's been waiting patiently the whole time as Alu missed his opportunity to catch out Issa. Information that there is a player inside of B. Quick little jump around the arc of the tunnel so he could land inside the site a little faster, but Issa, not to be fooled or taken a fool of, made a fool of. Too old for these sayings now. Stands his ground inside of the site, and it's 5-1 for OG, so it's 3 rounds built back up in the lost bonus, but not enough for weapons.
No, and that's a problem, isn't it? They're gonna most likely go down 6-1. They just lost their own map pick of Train. Nothing has really been going the way of ENCE coming into the second map. They were able to steal their way around. Let's not forget the one round they have won on the Overpass so far was a 2 against 4. They turned around, I believe. That was the OG boys who did that, but regardless, it's been lackluster for ENCE so far. It really hasn't been their game. Haven't found a footing at all. And as I said, the one round they did get was csgo getting 2 P250 kills and turning around a anti-eco into the favor of ENCE. So they haven't been able to win a full buy round just yet. They'll have to do that, not this round, but the following one, where they will have the economy for it. But at that point, they should be down 6-1 to OG, who's off to a good start here. It's not like, again, I don't get the sense right now that we're watching some solid Counter-Strike with minimal mistakes and just, you know, well-structured teams going toe-to-toe against each other. We're watching 2 teams right now who are obviously giving each other a lot of respect, but also are well aware that they are a bit rusty right now. They are coming into the first tournament of 2020, not really feeling it just yet. So, as said, whoever eliminates that feeling and gets into the groove of the game, the fastest are going to win this one. csgo almost able to catch off a jumping OG player right there. Once again, he spots it. I believe it's Mantu jumping around. Should be very careful with it. Could go down to the scout, and that could be the opening they need.
csgo waiting with the scout to see if anything in A will present itself. No smokes down CG side, so they can actually try and peek it. Mantu spotted. Has to be careful, reads the fact that it's a bait, and they are heading toward long, but he's out of position. Caught by X7 on a CZ75, and call 2 Deagles to the equation. And what did you get? 5 minus 3 equals 2. Valda gets 1 back. We've got 4 remaining on ENCE's side as Issa sneaks out on the flank. However, that's going to change the drop of a hat, but not enough to win out the round. X7's picked up an AWP, and it's a round stolen by ENCE.
That's exactly what I'm talking about right here. There's no way in hell OG should lose this round. 20 seconds left in the round. All 5 players alive. For whatever reason, Mantu is in a position where he gets caught off guard. It's just showing a bit of inexperience. I guess the player himself has been playing so far so good. He's been having some impact with the AWP, but in a round like this, there's no need to take any additional chances. There's no need to go for that peak. There's no need to get caught off guard in a position like that. If you're only 2 guys to defend that A-bomb site, then you may as well just fall back and play the retake after you get the initial kill onto the players coming into you. That was, again, you know, showing the rust, showing that they're not quite where they want to be, and again, gifting an opening in towards the ENCE team of crawling their way back into the game, putting their second round on the board. Good buy as well, and for OG, they're playing with FAMASs and auto shotguns right now. There's still an AWP on towards Issa, but that's about it. If you talk big guns, Valda left with an M4, no utility at all, and ENCE are well aware of that, so they're just slowly and surely making sure to take map control using their utility, not facing any pressure at all from OG, and they need to. They can't sit back and just wait for an execute to come in. They have nothing to defend with. A few flashes and a Molotov, that's it. As I say, that ENCE seemingly want to go back towards this B-bomb site. That could be the opening for OG.
If they follow up with this round on the ENCE side, they really turn the half, because it was starting to look a bit dire at 5-1, and no compelling arguments, really. They haven't had a bomb plant at all as of yet. I shouldn't say that. They had the one, but it was a 3-on-1. They won that based on kills. That one was inevitable, but haven't had a bomb plant in any of the rounds they've lost or been building economy from that. So the fact that they were able to steal the last round, they can punish it by taking the money as well. It's a massive swing. Doesn't look likely. Issa finds 2. Valda's able to go above the boards to fire down on the planter, which was aerial. And csgo tried to be clever, let the smoke fade, maybe catch out 1 or 2 people that had already gone by his position, but he's spotted out by NBK in the end, who actually gets the kill on the shotgun. They'll grab an AK-47 for their troubles, and they've now got a double op set up on the CT side. Mantu, naturally, you would expect would have one of those. He hasn't had the most effort, or I shouldn't say effort, impact is the word I'm looking for so far. Maybe needs a better effort, but he'll get one of the two as we see the odds definitely starting to go more and more the way of OG. I think the last time we saw it was 2.59 on the ENCE side, so it's up to 3.2.
Yeah, if you believe in an ENCE comeback, there is money to be made. If you don't, you could put in your savings towards OG. Fact of the matter is right now, I would agree with those odds. OG are the favorites considering they won train and they're now in a somewhat demanding lead here on Overpass as well. I like the way they've been playing so far. It's been proactive, it's been aggressive. NBK walking up with a FMS as well, doing a lot of damage. Not able to connect the shots though. He's alone, no trade frag potential at all. Not sure if I agree with that decision though. Maybe they should have a teammate to back him up somehow. There could easily have been 2 kills going the way of OG. Wasn't meant to be, and once again ENCE get off to a good start in the round, but we have to see them converted. I think we've seen that too many times in this game so far. They get the opening, but somehow, whenever they slow down the round, as you said on train, it feels like OG is getting better and better the later we progress into the rounds. Could be the case here as well. They're slowing it down. They don't really have Suez control. They want to take that now. There's a nice flash coming in from X7. LXCB, though, still in a position to deal with it. And he gets the instant refrag on towards Sergey, leveling it up. 4 against 4 now, and could go both ways here.
X7 sneaking in from Monster, but he's caught again. ENCE has been very sharp at covering that angle. This time, however, he gives himself up on the second approach. Alu's there with an AWP, and he seems to be the one that's getting all the trades. This time, he goes one better and finds the kill first, but he still has it all to do. 3 kills, one-on-one, up on either side, and it's man 2 that's going to have to go against him. Alu gets the plants, uses the smoke to his advantage. In fact, he's not even going to leave the site. He's going to stay close. They're going to touch. Man 2. Who finds the other first? I think Alu wins in this situation because he's got the gray screen, and Alu, 4 kills, will win out the round.
Super important round coming in from ENCE. Alu once again showing the impact he had on train as well. I believe he dropped 41 frags on that one. It's not up to as many in this game so far, sitting at 9, but what a very impactful round he had right here. Really, really, really doing it all by himself. And look at the money on the side of OG. They have to save in this one. NBK buys a shotgun. 2 players with an upgraded pistol, but that's it. OG have had the chance now 2 times to put half a nail in the coffin, but they can't do it. They keep a door open for ENCE. This is a nice boost though. He's not going to be aware that there's going to be a guy right side in Monster. NBK gets a kill with a shotgun as well.
It's the pump shotgun, no less.
Yeah.
You pretty much have to be good with it because as soon as you miss that first shot, it would be similar. I think probably a little quicker than an AWP to get another shot off, so you can get run down pretty quickly, but Aerial will take down man 2. Another close round. It comes to a one-on-one.
Yeah, it's hard to digest, I feel, right now. I really don't, trying to keep a positive mindset right here, Matt, but it's a very lackluster game, to be completely honest. There's being made a lot of mistakes, a lot of rust is being shown right now, and I'm just curious to see how long it's going to take for these 2 teams to get it together, because I do feel that both of them have a realistic chance of winning this matchup as soon as they just eliminate those, wouldn't necessarily call them silly mistakes, but overextensions and just a little bit rust being showcased by both teams here. Mantu going for that monster peak that you highlighted. I guess that's why we don't see it that often. It's hard to get off with, right? He gets down to 19 HP. He didn't even see a guy.
Yeah, the passive position. It used to be a lot more teams were quicker to take Monster and water control. This time, in fact, we see the CTs getting water control because the Ts do sit back more often than not to watch for that pick. So this has taken advantage of the change. Lexi's actually going to help him out with that by getting on short. He'll make contact with Sergey. And Alexi B will have some knowledge of the tendencies that his former team brings to the table. It has been a good period of time since he's been there, and obviously they've changed the leadership. So it's not guaranteed to be the same, but if the setup's not, the player tendencies will be. So Matsu, meanwhile, on top of the boxes in the A side, is trying to get more information out toward top side of connector. Alexi Has he really gotten behind them that far? He's pushed Monster all the way through to T-spawn. Oh my, he saw the bomb. If that weren't bomb, he would have executed Trigger Discipline for certain, as it's only on Alu yet again, and he knows he's inside of the bathrooms. Perfect play by Alexi B.
Yeah, a great response by OG, ENCE winning 2 rounds in a row. Not able to make it 3. And once again, look at the money, because every single round is so close. Whenever a team wins a round, the other team is forced to have a weak buy or no buy at all. This time around, though, ENCE, they feel confident enough in the pistols, because why wouldn't you? They've been able to pull it off a few times already. So Deagles has been brought up, CC in the hand of X7, armor on all the players. A little bit of utility to back it up with. Seems like they want to go for fast mid control, or at least towards A long. The Molotov is going to cut them off. 3 players got ahead of it. No damage taken by the grenades either. And this is a lot of control gained in the span of very short time right here. So this could maybe surprise the OG boys. They have struggled with this A bomb side, especially against the Eco man. So though he's going to spot them out. Connects the first bullet, stays alive. That's nice. No need to re-aggress here though. Connects the second one as well, and that's it. That's exactly what they need. NBK is here to help them out as well. Finding a third one with the M4, and that is it. Round over.
That's a big recovery from Mantu as well to cover MBK, because he wanted to support his opera, but he got stuck almost in a really awkward situation where they both could have gone down. So he manages to adapt and realize that he needs to watch the box instead.
Exactly. Got away with nothing right here. Find himself at an 8-4 scoreline. I don't know. I don't know what to say. As I said, you know, it's like ENCE. They have different approaches. They try to pick up the pace. They try to play slow. They try to deal default, and sometimes they're successful with it. But it's more down to the mistakes of OG. It's not like I feel that default is strong or is messing with OG. Whenever OG goes aggressively and are not successful with it, that's when it starts to look good for ENCE Clan. But as of right now, I feel like it's all in the hands of OG. They're the one controlling the game. They're in control of their own destiny, obviously, but if they eliminate the small mistakes they do, this half could easily have been we could have been looking at a 10-2 for now. We're not though. It is 8-4 still, somewhat competitive. ENCE forced into another round with just pistols. That's going to be nice for NBK. He's going to line them all up, getting 3 frags right here. The 4th one as well. Going for another ace in this game, and there we go, hitting it with the deagle. That's a beautiful hold by NBK. Shows that he still got it.
Well, it's that beautiful hair. Of course he's still got it. 2 aces in this game, but both are anti-eco, just to note. Look, I'm not going to get most excited to tell you it's amazing, but hey, he held his composure. I still think an ace...
An ace and an ace.
Well, not all aces are the same. I will say that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you look at Happy with the deagle or Dupree with the deagle. That's a little special.
Sure.
But an ace is still an impressive play at any time, so... Well done to NBK. Smoke versus Molotov, it seems, in this particular round as they continue to extinguish flames and get aggressive, but it's not all as easy as it seems. Ariel might have this up, but he's gone down. Or rather, Sergey goes down. Sonny's already departed. Valda as well. 3-on-3. MBK is caged at this point. They know he's down. That has to be downstairs now. Alu, he's already cleared the other angles. Where's the trade potential? They backed off of the... I'm surprised that they went to leave and go get the bomb when they had him completely trapped.
Oh, Ariel, he heard Mantu scope with AWP, and by then he realized there could be a guy boosted. Alexi B went down. That was a bit of a mistake right there from Mantu. Unintended, obviously, but gave the opening for ENCE right there. That's a bit of a shame. They had that round under full control. NBK with a beautiful play in towards Connector, getting Alu as well, and then Alexis B spotting the second guy from ENCE, and unfortunately Mantus decided to scope in with the orb, and that ended his life. And now we see ENCE again crawling in towards this A bomb side in a 2 versus 2. This is definitely winnable. Problem is they're cut off from each other. Ariel will have to come in with the flank. He'll have to be successful with it. If he is though, should be around going the way of ENCE.
Mantu will try and be coy about things. Actually going to get further away from X7. That bomb continued to tick. They'll start to check up on the site, and good timing. They'll find out where MBK is. I think they're aware that Mantu's gotten by, because they'll start to check the site. Oh, he's got a kid. Taps to pretend he's faking, but he's run down. If he had held the first one, I think he probably only would have been on about a second. So I think he was dead either way, but good effort.
Yeah, that was
another one-on-one.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. That kill right there towards Alexi B, who was boosted on the B bomb side. The play itself was so smart. In a 3 versus 2, you still have the audacity to boost up, and unfortunately, Manto scoped in with the orb, and Ariel thought that was maybe him being boosted, so he turned around and he just killed Alexi B. Stood no chance of surviving that, and once again, ENCE is getting away with a somewhat decent T-half. We saw the same transpire on Train as well. It wasn't looking good at any point throughout the entire T-side, but they got 6 rounds. And the same could be the case here in Overpass. They haven't really been playing well, but well enough to acquire 6 rounds. And again, that could be enough. Is it though with the orb? He's been so good handling this secondary orb roll. Gets taken down by X7, not falling back at the correct timing. That being said though, damage has been dealt. Sonny down to 12 HP. X7 down to half HP, and there's only 3 guys alive for ENCE. 2 of them with a Galil.
Vald. Okay, for some reason, the lineup on that X-ray I thought was more promising, but yes, he's further back inside of the spawn. 54 seconds in the rounds. Alu. Not with an AWP this time, has the Galil, and is trying to use utility toward the A site to get a reaction from the CTs. Rather passive so far. Again, we mentioned Overpass, the CTs can be so aggressive, but man advantage, there's no need to make any mistakes, give any opportunities away, so they'll burrow into the sites, and they'll still peek for information as Valdo looks back toward Monster. Here's the flash. This has to be on B. 21 seconds. Commitment required. And immediately they've got the first kill. Valdo's baited into the shot. Great play. X7, he's pulled 2 back. And now the advantage firmly with ENCE. Make that even more so. Alu has got an AWP. They picked one up in rotation. Poor Mantu's going to try and clutch again. This could be another 9-6 half. We've had 3 9-6 halves so far, and that's exactly how it ends as ENCE pulls back into it with a round that certainly didn't look like they were going to get away with, but X7, brilliant entry.
That was a brilliant entry, and once again, ENCE gets away with it. You're spot on when you're saying that. I feel like throughout this entire T-side, it hasn't been them playing well. It's been OG making too many mistakes. They could have easily won this half 12-3 or something along those lines, but wasn't meant to be. So ENCE keep a foot inside the game. They were the team losing their own map pick of Train in the first game, so they have to win out on this one. 6 rounds T-side Overpass, that's not too bad. That's still very competitive, especially if you win the pistol round going into the second half here. But again, there's a lot of things right now not going the way of ENCE. The way they play is not really at a high level, dare I say. So it's hard to believe they're going to make that comeback. We'll have to see though. Alu being very aggressive into this pistol round, pushing all the way up into Playground. Not even 20 seconds into the round. Him and Sonny are all the way up here. I don't think Valde is aware of that. We'll have to wait and see though. He spots out one, but gets taken down instantly by Alu, and he's now aware that they are all over here. 4 mates coming off of Connector. Could put on some pressure towards X7. That's exactly what's going to happen. A smoke to give Alu a bit of wriggle room, but not really making anything out of it. X7 pushed in towards A-Long as well. OG is acquiring a lot of map territory right here. Getting the kills as well. NBK with a nice double kill with the Galil. Sorry, not the Galil, the Glock that is as well. And it's starting to fall apart from ENCE as quickly as that was. A nice push by Alu, a nice double kill, but that's it. That's all they got.
That's 3 pistols now for OG. That one convincing, and they were slow to get started on the second half of Train, yet still pulled it back to an overtime situation. The odds roughly hovering around the same. OG still the favorites. But my point being that if they start off the second half more quickly this time, that might favor them.
Sure does, but this is a round that we've seen OG struggle with before in this series. Going up against just pistols. It's going to be 4 USBs and a single P2000, I believe, from Sergey. For whatever reason, there's been a lot of close rounds whenever the investment has been at its lowest. So hopefully OG has learned by that. Hopefully they're going to be able to take this one without giving up too many weapons. It seems good on the minimap so far. Got map control. The entirety of the ENCE squad is over towards the B-bomb side. Doesn't look like that's where OG want to go. So should be a relatively easy round going the way of OG. But as I said, I cannot state this enough. It is super, super important they manage to survive at the very least 4 guys in a round like this. Build up a bank. build up some momentum, and give yourself some wiggle room should you lose a round or two.
Quick shots from the MAC-10 by Volda. Drive-by shooting, and he gets his bell rung. Mantu is able to stand tall, though, and capitalize on the aerial flank. NBK down below. X7 knows the door was not open previously. It is now, so he's ready for the second appearance, and that is Alu in Act 2. Mantu. Quick work of Sonny. Continuing to build up his scoreline. See, I thought it was knocking. Now that my headset's been adjusted, I think it's like a ninja swipe, you know?
Yeah, I was thinking about it when you said it. I'm not sure I followed you, but there you go.
Yeah. You know?
What people don't know is that I was the one making that sound.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that part of your workout regime now?
Yeah, we recorded it yesterday.
Oh, dude.
Pretty good,
I
isn't
want to
it?
see it.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
We'll do that tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll pick a safe word.
You should. Definitely should.
4 players in the underpass position. Flames on the stairs. Sergey is the one that's going to be at the top, waiting for them. There's no one directly with him. He does have Alu at long. No kills, tons of damage. Needs to back away and get his vision because the Flash, rather, came in to catch him out. The Op, meanwhile, has rotated back to compensate for that, but now he's aware that he's got a problem because Vault is at long, tries to smoke himself in. Mantu beats him to the punch. Bomb to be planted. OG trying to extend the lead to 12-6. Sonny has other plans and ideas as he catches out Alexi B, but bomb's already planted, so keep in mind that now, even though it's a man advantage for ENCE, OG can hold off the angles. Oh, good Molotov. They're both out toward long. Sonny's on 12 HP, but this gives them so much more room to clear out the rest of the angles. 10-second defuse. They haven't even had a chance to peek the site yet. I don't think they will. They're going to hold this for 10 seconds. It's done. Volta has to get away.
And he couldn't. He couldn't get away. I don't know how you feel about that blue wick, but
I think it's beautiful.
yeah, okay.
I think he thinks, we're in a practice room. We're having a good time. Nobody's going to see this. I think he forgot about the camera.
You think so?
He's trying to lighten the mood.
Yeah. Maybe that is the case. Guess we'll have to ask him after the game.
He secretly wears that all the time when he's on his own.
At home?
Yeah. And in the hotel room.
Yeah? That's something you do, wouldn't it? Takes one to know one.
Heck yes.
Yeah?
You kidding me? You know how boring it is sitting in hotel rooms at events? You gotta do something to keep myself entertained.
Yeah, well, I could give you other suggestions, but let's talk about that later. 11-7.
Please do.
7-11. No, we'll talk about that later, Matt. We'll talk about that later.
All right.
Again, the game is, I don't know. I'm not annoyed by it, but it doesn't make too much sense for me, and I think that, puzzles my mind a bit. It's, again, back and forth, and somehow ENCE are still in it. 7-11 is not too bad of a scoreline considering they are on the CT side and they got a full buy going for them as well. It's just the way they're playing right now. It's the way that both teams are playing. It's not as good as I would have expected for them coming into a tournament like this. Let's not forget that, at least for OG, this is a team that needs to make waves within the community. They need to do well in the first appearances they have. Same is the case for ENCE, but so far it hasn't been looking too good for either of them.
Oh, I thought he was just going to wall that straight up.
Yeah.
Tries to catch him. Doesn't have the angles perfect. Ooh, but he's so damn close. Oh, Valda's taking a tick of damage from that Molotov. He'll be aware of that because they could easily have heard from the other side that has happened. They've taken that position. He's baited it nicely by all the op shots. I think the conclusion of this round is on the B site.
I think you're right about that. X7 in a good position right here. Has to handle it by himself. Gets the team flash, gets the first kill, gets instant traded out. Alexi B with a nice double entry, and that's it. That's an opening in towards the B bomb site. Sergey pushing out of heaven. He's going to be all there by himself. NBK takes him down. I'm not sure why he did that. Should have definitely waited for his teammates. Again, showing that they're not coordinated. It's a bit disjointed the way they're playing right now. This boost coming in from Elo. He's hoping to find something, but there we go. Maybe above the smoke. No. And that's going to be it. They're going to save out this one. It was looking so good after X7 got the first kill, but That's Counter-Strike, and that's Overpass in a nutshell right there. It only takes a few kills, and then all of a sudden the momentum is going to swing around.
So it's 12-7. OG looking to take this series 2-0. Last year, this event was only, I want to say it was 2 days. I think it was 3, if my memory serves correct, but it was only 4 teams. And it was much quicker. So this year, the longer format and the extra four making 8 teams is certainly going to give us a lot more Counter-Strike, but the point is we've got another best of 3 coming up immediately after this one.
Plenty of Counter-Strike action today. You're not wrong. We got another game coming up.
Heroic Virtus.pro.
Yeah, not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. This
Maybe
one,
that's
though,
what MBK is trying to do. Maybe he's trying to look like James.
well, he's not playing like him, that's for sure.
Well, he hasn't saved every round.
No, he's winning, so...
Ooh, I thought I was being savage. MBK takes out X7 again. It looks brilliant from OG on the T side. Very rampant run into the B site. No real challenge. Alexi B might have one as he opens up the door. There is a player behind him in the smoke, but they've closed it behind him and control water, so he's fully aware. And, oh, did he hear him? I think he might have heard Sergey.
Could very well be the case here, but there's nothing ENCE can do to contest this round. The best they can hope for is to get away with a few guns, bring him into the next round. Alu obviously wants to say that AWP, that's going to be vital for them. Ariel with the M4, the armor as well, that's worth a lot. Sergey, all he can hope for is to get lucky, find a frag somewhere, somehow, bring in a gun to the next round, and worst case scenario, he's just not going to die, and that's going to be good for his stats, because they're not looking too good right now. Sitting at only 7 frags. He was so strong on train. Him and Alu were the 2 main catalysts driving that ENCE run back into the game, but wasn't enough, and now they find themselves down 13-7. The odds are looking very bleak right here. OG are the heavy favorites now. 6.21 for ENCE. That's a lot of revenue that can be made if you believe in an ENCE comeback, but it'll have to be now. They'll have to win out this round, and they'll have to string some together. Gain some confidence in their ability to stop this offense from OG. Alu trying to be a little bit aggressive to do so, but he's going to fall back quickly. And once again, OG, they're just leaning towards this B bomb site. That's been the go-to bomb site for them so far.
Ariel backs off, bags smoke instead to hold the position. He's got company. They got there quickly. They'll fire through, and he's down. First shot took him extremely low, and then he knew it was going to be a scary thought trying to survive inside of the smoke as Alexi B tries to fire back through the grate. Can't do it. Sonny's still waiting, edge of the smoke. Alexi comes out from behind the pillar. Be ready for him, but unfortunately Sonny's gonna have to get more aggressive because they cannot sit back and rest on the laurels. They've lost a man. Bomb plant still hasn't come in yet, so at least they have that to work with, some time to play the round, but not anymore. Alu again finds himself in a 1vx, and it's done already at this point. Every round so far, I take that back. 1 round only going against them, but it's 5-1 in the second half.
Yeah, it's starting to fall apart for ENCE. They haven't been able to foster up any sort of defense presence at all. We've seen Alu try to be aggressive, but it's one by one, and even here they're playing it fine. They're trying to stay alive. They're waiting for the backup, but OG is patient. They're waiting for it, and there was a brief moment where neither of the two of us said anything, and you could just hear flashbangs being thrown left and right. So much utility being used towards that B bomb site. So it's tough for ENCE right now. This is it. Do or die time. Alu getting caught off guard one more time, this time by Issa. He's had a strong showing here in Overpass. Sergey, as I talked about, haven't really been able to find any impact. It'll have to be now with the Deagle, not able to make that done either. Man2 takes him down, and now we find ourselves in a situation where ENCE are going to go up against 8 match points, most likely, against OG right here, with no money in the bank after losing their own map pick of train. You said it yourself, Matt. You thought it was going to be a close game. Maybe this round is going to be close. Been brought back by Sonny and Ariel somehow, but... Oh, what's going on?
Whoa, that's a problem. Flashed off. Couldn't find the man he was looking for. 53 seconds. Thankfully, the one on the site, the last one alive, Alexi B as the bomb. He'll plant it at the truck, knowing that both were on the flank, and positions himself accordingly. Bit slow to the take. X7 even considering that it might have been back over toward B. He was in toward the stairs at connector. And Alexi B, considering that he might have gone that way on the flank, is starting to check the stairs. This is touch and go because there is a smoke for the CTs. A nade as well. Alexi B's got one of his own. And now he sees the Molotov go a little bit deep. He can use the railing. Can't quite spot the bomb. He's got to get a jump shot. Oh, he does. He does get it. Even though he was off of the aim, he's hit the second as well. They're on it, but this is done, surely. He just needs one bullet. He's lost the track of it, but he gets on the knife. And he just barely gets there in time to catch out X7.
What is that? How on earth did he connect those two bullets with the SG right there, jumping from CT spawn? That was, I guess, a round that really sums up this game fine. It's been chaotic, it's been weird, it's been nice, it's been entertaining. That one right there, more luck than anything, and then connecting the other headshot as well on towards X7. Look at that, that was very close of him getting it. Whoa. Yeah, that would have been a disaster. I just said it, you know, that round was over. It was, again, a 3 versus 5 situation by ENCE. Both of them locked inside connector. OG fully aware of where the two players were, and somehow, some way, they almost threw that one away. Alexi B had to do this clutch in order to gain the round for OG, and this game has just been so chaotic. It's been a weird one to watch. It's been a fun one. It's entertaining, but at the end of the day, ENCE just didn't show up right now. Trailing 7-15, 8 match points for OG. I personally have a hard time believing they won't be able to acquire that one round that's going to secure them the first victory of this tournament. Moving on into towards the upper bracket, whereas for ENCE, they'll have to take a trip down to the lower bracket if they were to lose one of the following 8 rounds.
MBK fires through Monster with smoke down in front of him. Alu's meanwhile snuck up with the Alligator, the Alugator in this case. Whoa, to the underpass position. Look at the amount of Molotovs, nades, everything, and now he's blind. I think every single type of nade was thrown at him in that round. I know there was no smoke nade, let's just pretend. Goes with the narrative a little better, but Alu had no chance. Inside the stairs, Ariel's got Volda down, but this could be the game. 4-on-2. And OG would take the series. What a win for Alexi B. Those are some good-looking dualies, my friend. Are they based on the 787B?
Maybe they are.
No one's going to know what that means.
No.
But it is the best-sounding engine of all time.
I just pretended to know what you talked about. You know, keep the synergy going here, but I don't know what you're talking about, Matt. What I do know, it must feel very nice right now for Alexi B to be in this position. He's been having a good game so far, and he's been leading his team.
Are. I don't know if the observer can hear me. Can we go back to those dualies somehow? Does he still have them pulled out? I didn't know those were in the game. That's amazing. We already have like a martini livery.
Yeah, you're aware the game is about to end, right?
Well, you say that, but watch Ariel. He might have other plans. Because he's got the first cleanly. Knows they're going to be coming from Monster. Smoke to go down. Buys him some more space. Second one lines up for him. Even though he was shooting for the close player, he's got a chance for the third. It's Ariel that gets him instead. Bomb to be planted. That may not happen so easily either as Sonny's on the case. 9 seconds left. Nearly a one-on-one with the nade going far. And he knows the second player was on top of the site. 3 HP. Mentu's going to walk out and go down, but a jump up. Alexi B to close it out perfectly in style against his old team. The final kill, the nail in the coffin, as the cliche would say, and we all know that cliches in Counter-Strike exist for a reason, but OG take this one 2-0.
Yeah, that was a very commanding lead right here, a very commanding map victory for OG. I think they made a lot of mistakes. I think this map could easily have been 16-2, 16-3, you know, in that sense, so that tells the story of how dominant they were in this one. Train was close, this one, not so much.
I think you are right in the first half. I started to allude to it, the fact that they won that forced buy in round 4, I want to say it was. 5-1, maybe, I guess that's round 6.
5-1, yeah.
And then it got 6 6-2, but then 6-3. If the money had broken there, you're right. It looked a lot closer than it would have been otherwise. So that was far more convincing than Train. But their map choice, hey, we see why. And I think the big story, I know it's I'm not trying to force this on you, but this is the first time Alexi B has played his old team in quite a long stretch of time since he left them. He'll be smiling ear to ear to take the win against them.
There's so many layers in this one as well, because Sonny was the guy replacing him. He was being brought into this lineup because they wanted to be the best team in the world. They wanted to add more firepower in towards the ENCE lineup. Fact of the matter, I think Sonny was the worst performing player on the entire server in this series.
If you look at his numbers,
ironic, right?
Yeah, if you look at his numbers, he's not been the same player that he was in Mouse Sports, and obviously has the obligation of sort of the in-game leading and more of a senior role, I guess you could say, in ENCE as opposed to what he did with Kerrigan and Mouse Sports and when he was fragging. And it goes to show that I don't think fragging is always the answer. I think a lot of teams think, I think a lot of fans think the same way. And when you think, I'll build a dream team, everyone names like Simple, Zywoo, Cold Zera, Nico, and you put all these fraggers together. It's not always based on that. You've got to have some depth to it, and I think that's what Alexi B had for them.
He sure did. He was a very important, very important player for that lineup. Fact of the matter is, he's no longer there. He's with OG, and they got the victory. We will be jumping to a short break, and then we'll be back with the next matchup, which is going to be Virtus.pro against Heroic.